Alrighty. This is 1:30, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Degenerates podcast here, episode 130. Wild Bill, one of your co-hosts. As always, we're gonna fucking kick this thing off with another unfortunate Bears loss. It's just a complete shit show with this team right now. Just when you think things can't get worse, we have an absolute trash bag of a Thursday night game against the Commanders. And hey, at least there were a couple touchdowns scored, but somehow less points were scored than last Thursday night's game, and 2 touchdowns were scored. So who the fuck knows? That's Bears, that's Commanders, that's Thursday night football. We got the rest of week 6, pretty entertaining week. Some big games, obviously Chiefs Bills, that was the big one we were talking about last week. We'll dip our toes into a little MLB baseball divisional series, a couple of those things. A couple of those series already over. One of them, we got a game 5 coming up to, I think, tonight, Yankees Guardians. And then, wrap it up with the usual wrestling, hockey, basketball, whatever else is on the fucking docket. So again, welcome back in, everybody. Let me introduce to you guys, I'm fucking Nicholas Johnston, my co-host, my partner. How you doing on this fucking cold, gloomy Monday morning, Monday
Hey,
afternoon?
it was exactly that. It was cold. It was ugly. Well, excuse me, got my work done, ran over, dropped something off at the post office, and picked up my CM Punk little
Yeah, that thing looked nice.
my fucking hockey sweater. I love this thing already. I don't know if I'm not gonna pop it off, but see the tag is actually a picture of him. I don't know, I can get as close as I can to the
Yeah,
picture
that
to
was
the
that
thing,
was
but that's
from his first promo,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And this is I don't remember if we were talking on air, off air about it, but this is something that the guy that I was talking to at
Yeah.
C2E2 was mentioning. He showed me this before anything. He was just waiting for CM Punk to get healthy. And then sure enough, he showed me the alternate one, which was the red one, and it had 13 on it, like it does on the sides right here. I recommended that he should go with the red print because the Blackhawks with the red sweaters, but
Yeah, I
either
was
way,
gonna
this thing's
say
still
there might
tight.
be some fucking trademark issues or some shit like that. But like to
Yeah.
make like a if they could get a deal done with the Blackhawks, because Phil Brooks, CM Punk's huge Blackhawks
Hmm.
fan, get
Yeah, but
like a
this, yeah,
crossover Blackhawks CM Punk jersey,
that would be
that would be
radical.
insane. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I mean
Hawks already got the
yeah,
best jersey in all of sports.
without a doubt, yeah, the guy
Yeah.
that designed this, he does the comic books that are sometimes in the pro wrestling crate, and he was also showing me that he's got like the Godfather's got a jersey. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was just rocking the jersey of the same design the other day, like on his Facebook or on his Instagram, because he's awesome. But yeah, no, we'll get into basically. I mean, that was basically that. I mean, fuck, this was just football. It'll be again football heavy episode with a little bit of baseball towards the end. I don't even think I have wrestling. I got one thing if we want to at all, but I'll save that at the end, obviously. But yeah, a stinky Thursday game. I love the joke that was going around. Oh, the Bears can't ruin your Sunday because I already fucked up your Thursday, and it was exactly that. You want to kick it off? You want to just recap this shit show
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
Thursday?
we can
Oh,
recap what we
actually, no.
can.
I got something fun to actually start us off. I got
Okay.
something that you know me. I bring it up at the beginning of the year, and sure enough, I've been pretty consistent with this. Fat guy of the week. Fat guy of the week this week goes to number 79 on the offensive line for the Kentucky Wildcats. So hopefully Troy appreciates this one. To Sean Manning with the flop of the year. No, excuse me. He was viciously attacked by that Mississippi State player. So if you went ahead and I don't know something that was going around, that was just the viral video of this big guy, number 79 on the Kentucky Wildcats, getting pushed, looking like he was basically murdered in the in the middle of the field. But no, this just I don't know. I thought that was fun. Fat guy of the week goes to Sean Manning. So shout out to you for
Yeah, I
a
did
solid
see
acting
that. That
job.
was brutal. Come on. I mean, you're an offensive lineman. You're supposed to be the fucking shield, the protector, the fucking front line of defense on that team, and you're flopping around like a fish. That's just
I know a Bears
from
guy
one
did that
lineman
earlier on
to
Thursday game.
oh
This
yeah, that was Sam
yeah,
Mustipher.
he
He's
was
a
the runner
fucking
up. He was a
He's a
runner-up for Fat
joke
Guy of the
too.
Week.
Again, only thing he can block is people on Twitter. And yeah, that's just embarrassing from one lineman to another. And I know we're nowhere on the same level of player, but I think on the inside, that's what makes a fucking good lineman. That's just embarrassing. So yeah, Fat Guy of the Week. Uh, what's his name again? I don't even
To
fucking
Sean
know.
Manning.
To Sean Manning. Bad look on that guy. Sorry about that, Troy. I mean, their team is doing well as a whole. I think they're still
Yeah.
undefeated, right?
Yeah, no, that got me a winner plus 150. They were they were home dogs the other day. So thank you for that.
Not too
That was
bad.
awesome. Yeah, either way, they're having a solid season. I think Troy informed me that unfortunately, because they're on the bye this week, can't bet on them and make any money. So it's a little sad, but more unfortunate that we just can't enjoy Kentucky Wildcats football this week. But I think we'll get over it by watching a little bit of professional football. Uh, any more on that? Like I said, we can dive on in on these Bears Commanders Week 6 recap, everything else that we liked. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we
let's
could
deep
talk
dive on
about,
this.
I guess, the few bright spots that the Bears did show on that Thursday night game. Again, dropping it at home 12-7. I saw our good buddy Jimbo over from Shoot Your Shot Sports. He posted on Twitter. He was offered 2 free tickets to the game. And he's like, no, I don't want to go to this Thursday night game, even though they were 2 seats, 2 great seats at a fucking Bears game. I can't blame them. Two shit teams. It was a fucking shittier game, and you got to be up Friday morning for work. So yeah, there's no fucking reason to want to go to the fucking that game. If you didn't see it, there was Bears games, they fucking suck, but the Bears sell out a lot of games, and there were a lot of a lot of empty seats on that Thursday night game. So,
Yeah.
in terms of the actual game, it's the same thing week in and week out. Justin Fields is the only offense we have at this point. 190 yards through the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, which it wasn't that terrible. Hit off one of the linemen's heads. Got popped up in the air. Jonathan Allen came, snagged it. That's always tough when you get a tough break like that. And then he had 88 yards rushing on the ground. And I know Thursday, a couple of us are hanging out, go over to the compound, and we're watching the game. And we're all on our phones. We're looking at bets, looking at stuff that we liked. And Uncle Alex, of all people, he's not a big gambler. He used to be back in the day, but he says he's given it up, lost too much money, and I guess smart man. But he knows his football. He's a great fantasy player, loves his Bears, and he's like, listen, I'm not a gambling man anymore, but I got one bet for you. Over on Justin Fields rushing yards. He's going to be running for his fucking life. And that he was sacked 5 times, 88 yards on the ground. I think his over under
Was it like
was
45?
it was 41. I think
Oh, okay.
we got it at 41 and a half, and easily doubled that. So
Oh yeah.
thanks Uncle Alex there for the little winner. Bears on the ground, they looked great still. 88 yards for Fields, 75 for Herbert, 67 for Dave Montgomery, and Velus Jones even got 8 on a good end around, which I think utilizing his speed in the offense is definitely going to be helpful going forward. Unfortunately, he makes another error though on special teams, muffs another punt. Recovered by Washington. I think that was the drive where Brian Robinson ended up getting that touchdown too, which shout out to that guy. Obviously rooting for the Bears in that situation, but to see him finally on the field, pound in his first touchdown after all the shit he went through, with the gunshot, the shooting in the preseason right before the season started. Good to see, because obviously that's his lifelong dream to be in the NFL, score touchdowns, do his job, and it's good to see him there. So I guess that's the one good thing that came out of the Velus Jones fumble. But all in all, it was just a dog shit performance. Offensive line, same old story. Couldn't block. Justin Fields was running for his life. He got sacked 5 times. Got hurried. I think he had 14 hurries, like 14, rushed fucking passes. I don't know how they calculate that, but he had 14 hurries on the night. So that's not good. It's gonna be this going forward. It's gonna be Fields making plays with his feet, extending plays, whether he's taking off or just making more room, giving the receivers more time to get open. It's that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be until we get some competent players on this offensive line.
Yeah, no, again, more or less the same, basically on the same as you. Just at least there was a touchdown score. There were two, that's nice, but ultimately just a stinker of a game. This was death by a million paper cuts all the way. The Bears lost this. This wasn't the Commanders winning it in any sort of way. There was just time after time you saw just how shitty the play calling was. And it's true. I mean, it's going to be the same. It sounds like we're on repeat every sort of episode, but Justin Fields is really the only upside for this team. While he's in a shitty situation, he's making the best of it. He needs to be they need to just not. It shouldn't be like break glass instead of and break glass and let him run. It should be like designed runs for Justin Fields, something like that. We got to get something. He can't be, but he's not a pocket passer. He's just not in. He's not in that realm right now. We don't have the talent for him to be a pocket passer. We've said this time and time again, but yeah, it's just we turned it over way more than they did. I don't think they did at all. They were spotless on that. Like you already said, gift wrapped them a touchdown with the fumble. Yeah, again, nice to see Brian Robinson Jr. He had 17 rush attempts and then 60 yards on the ground and got that score. So a nice little day for himself. He'll slowly get into I would assume an even bigger role, maybe get him in the pass catching role. But they got a three-headed monster down there in Washington. But yeah, I don't know why Velus Jones Jr. He's done, just done with everything. Get him away from everything.
He can't be fucking no more special teams for that dude.
Absolutely not. Wentz is useless. Wentz is actually out now 4 to 6 weeks. We just found that out a couple minutes ago before we went on.
Yeah, like a broken finger on his throwing hand.
Yeah,
so
you could definitely see it during the game. He was shaking. He was trying to shake it and wiggle it out. They had it on the fucking phantom camera. It looked really weird. I don't know why it looked so weird. It's just like we probably do that all the time. We just don't slow it down and recognize all of our fingers just flying everywhere. But
everything's better in slow motion.
Yeah,
I've come to that fact.
Oh, absolutely. Everything is. But yeah, no, back to Wentz. He was useless. Through 99 yards, no touchdowns. Just like I said, I had in my notes possibly broke his finger. That was from last night. But yeah, if I come to find out again, yeah, he's cooked. His hand's cooked. Commander's offense was just basically non-existent besides Brian Robinson Jr. Antonio Gibson had a drive of looking good. They just did that just to switch it up because he was the fresh legs. They didn't use him the entire game. J.D. McKissick looks like he's going to be Brian Robinson Jr. first and second down with J.D. McKissick on third down, and Antonio Gibson probably getting some special teams work with the, like I guess, the occasional switching back just to get a change of pace. But again, just we're gonna have to sit here and compare just like these team stats. It's fucking brutal. It's honestly disgusting to see that we had 5 more minutes than them on possession time, while they had more penalties than us. They had 7, we had 4. We had 6 more yards in terms of penalty yardage, 42 to 36. We fucking outrushed them. We actually outthrew them in the air, 154 to 86. Just absolutely brutal. We took control of that game and we decided to lose that game. Death by a million paper cuts. Like I said, they just continue to shoot themselves in the foot every sort of way, whatever cliche sort of thing you want to throw in there. That's what happened to the Bears. Came down to the final drive, 2 final drives. I suppose I didn't even watch the second one. I was so upset. So they threw it to set number 17 again. I don't even know if it wouldn't have even mattered if he caught it. Didn't look like he was going to make the first down anyways. And again, Mooney's just not a number one receiver. That was a good effort, I suppose, but he's just not the guy. I'll throw it up to you. Does a true number one make that play at the end of the game?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's just a softball one right there. I figured.
And it was a great throw. I'm not going to take that away from Fields. It was a great throw. It was only where Mooney could catch it, but unfortunately, Mooney's not that superstar that the Bears, think he is. And even going to the one touchdown the Bears did score. I think it was a 42-yard pass to Dante Pettis back of the end zone. That was a beautiful throw from Fields. So I mean, But both of those perfect throws, only where his guys can grab them. Unfortunately, these guys aren't bringing them down because the echelon and the quality and the tier of receiver they are. I mean, we've seen it over the entire season. I'm surprised Dante Pettis even caught that damn
Yeah,
ball.
you bring up
His
that play like
drops
he
3, 4 balls a fucking game.
not only
It's
does Dante Pettis make that play, Fields gets rolled up on by his fucking useless old linemen that just get pile driven backwards, and they almost fucked up his knee. I was holding my breath waiting for him, and
yeah,
then
I
sure enough,
was too, dude.
Fields does push ups, and that was that gave us the A-OK
Oh,
to
I was doing some
exhale.
push-ups in the garage, dude. It was hilarious. I
Hell
stood up
yeah,
too, and I was all fucking. I was scared, dude. I was like, God damn,
yeah.
there goes his fucking ACL. And as soon as he did push-ups, I threw my chair out of the way, and I fucking pumped out a couple of them with
I
him.
love that. I can already imagine that. I mean, I'll just wrap this up with the only upside again, just focusing on Fields. I mean, he wasn't spotless. I'm not going to sit here and say he's perfect in any sort of way. He still needs, if they're asking him to do this, he should try and do his best. It looks like he's still getting adjusted, but uh, he's not going to be perfect. He had that very just out of reach for that fucking guy at the beginning of the game. I don't
Yeah, that
remember.
was a little overthrown.
Yeah.
Great play call, but just a
Yeah.
tad bit overthrown.
Yeah, just so many plays that he actually made just not through it with it, not just with his feet. He actually made some great passes with his arm. He had that first drive looked very great. It was just like, wow, this actually looks like a competent football team for once. Not just good. It just looks like a team that's actually not going to go 3-and-out 4 or 5 straight times and just waste my night. So it almost felt like it. They only scored 7 fucking points, but it is what it is. Until it happens, again, we're just on repeat. Just useless until this team actually decides to overhaul, and I don't think it's going to happen in the middle of the season. So, if we're going to give any sort of report card on Fields, it would come back as it would come back as incomplete. There would be no grades anywhere. There's just nothing we can focus in and key. We can there's bright spots, sure, but nothing we can say for sure because this team is just so dog dick. It's just so
Yeah.
bad. So, no one around him, no one to protect him. I don't know. We gotta just keep doing something. I don't know. We got all that we talk about it all the time. So all that roster, all that cap room for next year, make something
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
Make
for
something
sure.
happen.
And this is the one thing, the one concern I think with the big thing the Bears need to go out and find, whether it's, I don't think it's anybody on the team, so it's probably going to have to be someone in the draft, someone in free agency. The Bears need to find that go-to guy in the red zone. If
Yeah.
you look at all the top teams, all the top offenses in the league, Bills with Stephon Diggs, the Ravens with Andrews, the Chiefs with Kelsey, the Raiders slash the Packers with Devontae Adams. All these top offenses in the league have that go-to guy no matter what route in the red zone. You throw it
Even the
to him, you put
Colts
the
do
ball.
because they have three
Exactly.
ginormous tight ends that are 6'6" and taller, and they can just toss it up in the air, and they know that they're going to get him because the 5'9", 5'10" cornerbacks aren't going to get it.
Yeah. Just side note, I don't know what my grandma's cooking right now, but I just got a whiff of it. It smells amazing in my house. She's
Mm,
she's baking something. Oh
hell
my, I
yeah.
hope it's cookies. But anyway, uh they need to go out and find that go-to target, whether it be I love Montgomery.
Maybe
I
Mike
love I love the
Gesicki,
way.
even at this point.
Yeah,
It's
even
something like
exactly. Like
that. We can get
all
him
the
on the
teams
cheap.
have them. All the
Yeah.
teams have that. I shouldn't say all the teams. All the top offenses have that go-to fucking guy where you need a touchdown, you need a big first down. They get it to him. They
It's
put it
times
in
like
his
the I'm
fucking
sorry I'm
hands.
sorry to interrupt again, but it's time like these and we miss Jimmy Graham for Christ's sake. It's at that point.
Yeah. Like
Like
honestly,
fuck.
he didn't do a whole lot for the Bears, but he made some big plays when they absolutely needed him in the red zone and in the end zone the last couple of years. I mean, going back to I think he scored that touchdown late in the year against the Seahawks to win the game on the road. That playoff game, even though the Bears lost it against the Saints, he made like that one-handed catch in the back of the end zone. Like he was good for that.
Yeah.
And the Bears don't have anything close to that right now. I love Darnell Mooney, And we've agreed he's a solid fucking number two, but he's not that go-to guy on the Bears offense. And I don't know who it's gonna be because I was looking through a list of names of free agent wide receivers next season. Not a lot of fucking big superstar names on there. There is the good thing is this draft class for wide receivers is going to be absolutely stacked again. There's going to be some superstars coming out of college, and the big name is going to be that Njigba guy from Ohio State. So I mean, we can possibly hook up Justin Fields with a guy he played with, a former Buckeye. Uh, that would be huge. But like I said, the Bears don't have that go-to guy at any point in the field, especially in the red zone. The first two drives, you get it down to the red zone, you throw that interception, and then you get stuffed at the one on fourth down. And then late in the game, last play of the game, last drive of the game, you got to just throw up a fucking jump ball to Darnell Mooney, and that's just not going to cut it. So, like I said, I love David Montgomery. I love the two-headed fucking little animal we got at running back with Khalil Herbert. But you can't just run and run and run and run and run the damn ball. As much as we love to see it, when you get down in the red zone, you need that other threat to uh, you know, to be exactly that, to be that threat to take the fucking focus off of your run game. So until the Bears have that, I'm there. We're going to see a lot of this, and I agree with you. The offense has been moving the ball. It hasn't been three and outs like we've seen with Mitch and Nagy, but we haven't been finishing these fucking drives, and it all just big fucking circle comes back to not having the weaponry that we need to succeed.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. There's you're looking at a couple, not even wide receivers. I'll look at the wide receivers that are coming up after, but there's a huge running back free agency class coming up between Barkley, Kareem Hunt. I mean, Rashad Penny just got hurt, so we got to see on that. But Jamal Williams is even good enough to maybe get a look at. Josh Jacobs being available next season. Melvin Gordon, Raheem Mostert. I don't know. Even or I'll round it out with just guys like uh, Boston Scott and there's a little bad one, but like Deontay Foreman or something like that. Samaje Perine as well. So there's a lot of running backs available that while we might, and David Montgomery, he's on there too. Maybe we re-sign him. Even if we don't, there's a possibility of something like that. But yeah, it's gonna have to be something I've alluded to a while ago. Just we're gonna have to get wide receivers probably from the draft.
Yeah.
And I
There's
would,
there's there are two names though, two upcoming free agents that I actually really like that I wouldn't be opposed to the Bears going out and getting. Uh One of them, a guy both of us have liked for the last, couple of years now over with the Patriots. That's Jacoby Myers.
yeah, I was just about to
Jacoby
bring
Myers
him
is a
up.
big
He's there.
body.
He's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big body, great hands. He's made plays over there when given the opportunity. They're a very run heavy offense over there. And then the other one, I mean, he had a great game the other day, and I think he has little spurts of greatness in him, and it's Juju Smith-Schuster, and we even talked about it in the offseason last year, bringing him onto this team now, and those are just, I mean, like those are the two big names in free agency when it comes to receivers.
Yeah,
So
it seems that way. I would think that Alan Lazard's probably going to get while he's an unrestricted free agent, he probably is going to get some sort of offer from Green Bay, I would think.
yeah, I think so
Julio
too.
Jones is done. DJ Chark probably again in that same realm, probably going to get re-signed by Detroit, or probably just won't get re-signed at all. I'm also seeing names like Nelson Aguilar. But yeah, those are the big ones, like you said, Schuster and oh boy, you just
Yeah,
again you just said it, but
Greg Dortch,
oh, there you
Marquez
go.
Callaway,
Oh, thank
Miles
you. Oh, Jacoby Myers. That was the name you
Boykin.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. I'll take one quick peek at just tight ends again, just something along the line of maybe we can. Yeah, Mike Gesicki. Like I thought he was going to be available. Mike Gesicki, Dalton Schultz, Evan Ingram, Austin Hooper, Robert Tunyon. Excuse me, Hayden Hurst, and even I don't know. Christ. Mercedes Lewis, for Christ's sake, he actually caught a touchdown from Aaron Rodgers the other day. So, fuck. Just help. He needs help. Is the long way of what we're saying. Fucking give him help. Yeah. Overall, shit game. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody to watch that again. That was terrible. And then, I mean, it is what it is. You can bitch and moan or whatever. I don't know whoever you are. But I'll say it now. Hammer the Patriots to just clobber the Bears next week on Monday Night Football. Something like Bill Belichick and George Halas are now tied for the same amount of wins all time. And this is going to be the game that puts Bill Belichick over George Halas against the Bears. How poetic. He's not going to give any fucks. Bill
Yeah, and
Belichick's going
honestly,
to
that
hammer
rookie
us.
quarterback Zappy or whatever his name is, he's been playing great for
Oh,
the
yeah.
Patriots. So
And it's
gotta,
just
yeah,
it's not even
gotta
like
take him.
it's not one of those things that I hate to sit here and I guess protect fucking Fields or whatever, but it's just proof that if you have a good system, anyone can do well. If you have a shit system, even good players look bad. So I don't know. That's what sums up that.
No,
It,
you ain't wrong.
yeah, I don't know. I no way, shape, or form is Bailey Zappi better than Justin Fields, but the way that Bailey Zappi's set up to play, he's better to beat the Bears. It's just, we're gonna lose to some guy named Zap. We're gonna get zapped. We're about to get zapped. That's what's happening. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get
Put
zapped.
that in the fucking tweet drafts right now, so we got it queued up for Monday night at around 10:30.
Bears about to
get
get zapped. Mm-hmm. And then we'll do it with some fucking little like is it like a monkey with the fork trying to put it into the socket and yeah, we'll do something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll do something
You
stupid
got
like that.
zapped.
Well. Yeah,
Or
that
we
was
could
oh
we
god.
could superimpose a fucking no, that wouldn't work. Bailey Zappi's face onto Aaron Rodgers' body and just owning the bear. We could take that owning the Bears meme or whatever
Yeah.
and just say you got zapped. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be that. Oh geez. I know obviously we'll get in one episode 131 we'll preview Monday night. I mean, we won't change up probably won't have to change up our little schedule either way. It don't matter. We'll get to it. We'll preview Monday night, and then we'll either recap it right after or the day after. We'll figure it out. Let's get to you want to get to the recap in week 6, the rest of week 6. There's upsets galore. There's a couple actually good games,
Yeah.
and
I
there's
mean, it's
a little
week
bit of news to
six.
get into. Yeah, go ahead.
Definitely a big week. A lot of upsets. A lot of people I see in everybody's parlays busted with a lot of the big favorites going down.
Yep.
Which one you want to start off with? I feel like there's one game we got to start off with.
Oh yeah, the
Just
J
because
E
it was
T
the early,
S
yeah.
Jets
Let's
beating the
get it,
Packers.
baby. The
Oh man,
Jets beat the Packers at fucking Lambeau 27-10. How you doing?
how you doing?
That was just an ugly game. The Jets, it was an ugly game for the Packers. The Jets looked great. Like
Yeah,
they have honestly found something with Brees Hall, rookie running back out of Iowa State. Shout out to the Cyclone Nation. That dude, if you got him later in drafts and fantasy, you are probably doing
the
very
hype
well
was
right
apparently
now.
worth it. He's probably gonna end up taking rookie offensive player of the year or whatever it was
Yeah.
that he
Oh,
was
for sure.
poised to get. But yeah, he had like 20 rushes, 122 yards, and like one or two scores maybe. I'll
Yeah,
double check.
I think he had at least one rushing touchdown. Might have had a receiving touchdown as well.
Oh yeah. He had a very nice game. Yeah, only looking like 134-yard rushing touchdown, but yeah, this game was fun in terms of just watching Aaron Rodgers get looking upset, looking just pedestrian. I don't even know where to pinpoint what the problem was for the Packers. They didn't seem like they could run the ball. I know AJ Dillon was leading the team with 10 rushes for like 40 yards. Aaron Jones had a decent fantasy day because if you have a PPR league, then he had a couple of catches, but didn't seem like the Packers were moving the ball. Didn't seem like they could do really much, only scoring 10 points. Maybe it's just this Jets team is actually just legit. I know they're young as shit. They're poised to just rate it. We talked about how they had a very nice offseason, and it's kind of showing now. They're 4-2. The AFC North, is it the AFC East? That's the
That's the
division.
East, yeah.
Yeah, that might just be everyone probably joking and saying that the NFC East with with the Giants and everybody in there is the best division, just numbers wise, but just in terms of how deep that division is. I mean, yeah, it's going to be competitive all the way around. No for sure W's anywhere just now. I mean, I know just the Miami's looking a little bleak with 3-3, but that's just because they're playing the third string quarterback and they have no sort of running game. But you got to play. You got to do what you got to do. Jets look great. Packers look bad. I don't even know if it's at the point where we can say the Packers will turn it around. I don't know if they can. This is they still can maybe. I mean I'll just contradict myself right
I
away,
don't know, dude. If you
but
lose to the Jets, it's
that's gonna
over,
be a
dude.
big blow to the ego at home, and they
Yeah.
even got to do the Lambeau leap. The Jets, I forgot who it was, probably Brees Hall, jumped into a crowd of Jets fans there, and Sauce Gardner took a
The
cheese head.
cheese head,
Yeah, I don't
bro.
know if
That
you
was
saw after
hilarious.
Alan Lazard popped it off of him, but kind of a bad look. They were the most competitive right there with Alan Lazard popping the cheese head off. Like, you just got your ass whooped for an hour out there on the field. You can't just not gonna look like a tough guy popping a fucking cheese head off another guy that just fucking ate you alive. So Jets take it 27-10. Jets, Jets. I wish I fucking took it. It was like plus 350. Oh, that would have been juicy as shit. It was for sure.
Yeah, I seen this. I seen a tweet earlier. If you would have bet, we'll get into the rest. I'll save the stat for afterwards. How
Yeah.
about that? I'll save the stat for after we talk about the rest.
Yeah.
The rest of the fucking upsets.
Yeah. I mean,
Another big one.
yeah.
Let's just hop into another big one. A team that we like to talk about here on the podcast. The New York Giants 24-20 over a very good Ravens team too.
Absolutely.
Giants at home improved to 5-1. Our boy Julian Love had a huge interception late in the game, down 2017. He picks it off, sets the Giants up in beautiful field position. I believe, yeah, Saquon gets the fucking touchdown there, to go up 24-20, and then they go back on offense and force a fumble, recover that, kneel it out. Giants win at home to go to 5-1. I love watching the Packers lose, but I think this was, we've seen spotty play from the Packers all season this year. And the Ravens, defensively they've blown some leads, but that offense has been great all year. I think this was, in my mind, the bigger upset than Jets Packers, just because no one's really believed in the Giants. Everyone, including us last week, thought
We're
this
waiting
was
for
going to
him to
be the
fall.
game.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're waiting for them to fall off. We think this is going to be it. The Ravens are going to come in here and fucking pounce them. And it was the complete opposite. They
Maybe
played
not
a
even
great
fall
game.
off, but just get humbled in some sort of way.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah,
are going to
and
get some sort of vicious beatdown. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look at the schedule, but they are going to get their ass handed to them sometime soon. I mean, I'm sure every team's kind of does in their realm, but
I
they
don't
look
know
so
about
good.
I don't know about soon, because they got the
Yeah.
Jaguars, the Seahawks, the Texans, the Lions,
Maybe
Cowboys. They got
maybe the
obviously
Seahawks.
they're gonna play the Eagles twice, but
Yeah.
that's
I think they'll
last week
split at
they're
this
the
at the
fourth to
rate that they're
last.
going. It looks like they'll probably split that series. I think they'll go 1-1 both win their home games. The Eagles win at home against the Giants, and the Giants win at home against the Eagles, or something like that. But
Ugh.
I mean,
Ooh.
it was, I mean, how the Bears lost their game. This was the complete flip flop. The Giants went ahead while they were losing. They went ahead and said, fuck it, we're going to win this game. And they just won it. The Ravens didn't lose this game. The Giants won this game.
Yeah.
They took it away. They made Lamar Jackson fumble it. They got picked off. Just, I don't know. It was kind of weird seeing Kenyon Drake get back into the full suit. I don't know if
Right?
J.K. Dobbins
Jeez.
was hurt, but I mean, Kenyon Drake looked very, very good on the ground. I'm just kind of looking at it right now. Just adjustments in the second half. Only 7 points in the first half, getting 17 in the second half, and sure enough, they're able to get that win. I just saw something fun that they said. Brian Dable is the best fat guy in New York since Biggie. That's what everyone loves right
You
now.
can't deny that now
And
he has this
I
team
mean, we've
playing
said
great
it.
football.
It's that whole entire locker room has changed. The whole entire realm of that it's all different. The whole entire culture is different there for the better. So keep it up. I don't. You just talked about who they're going to go up against. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a fun one. Giants. And I didn't think I would say this. Giants and Seahawks probably going to be very, very fun coming up in a couple of weeks. I didn't think that would probably come out
Yeah.
of my mouth, but that looks pretty cool. Boy, oh boy. Anything else on this game?
No, I mean, last point, and even I talked about it a minute ago. Great to see Julian Love
Yep.
playing great. Got a big pick. We were all going crazy at the compound when that fucking popped up on the red zone because obviously we're all big Julian Love fans
Yeah.
here and over there. So he's balling out, dude. He
Absolutely.
really is balling out all year. He's been playing amazing football. He's he's on his contract year. He is going to get paid, boy. Let me tell you what, he is going to get a nice fat contract. I fully expect him to stay in New York because they're winning. He's a captain over there. That's where who drafted him, and just knowing him as a human being, he ain't going to be going chasing the big fucking bag somewhere else. He's going to want to stay there and win with that team. I
I
can
love
I can
that.
guarantee you that right now. So
Yeah.
absolutely huge win for the Giants, 24-20 over the Ravens. They're 5-1. And they're definitely a fun team right now. Same thing with Brees Hall. If you rolled the dice in fantasy and you took Saquon middle end of the second round, you're loving life right now. So he's back to his old form. He is special out there. He is, there's the great running backs, the Ecklers, Jonathan Taylors, McCaffreys, the great running backs, but there's just when Saquon is on his game and fully healthy, he is on a level of his own, truly. When in the rushing and the passing game, he is truly on a level of his fucking own, sort of like how Adrian Peterson was, 10, 12 years ago.
Oh yeah, I
So,
know. He's for sure the core of that offense. I'm
yeah,
not going to
he
rely on
is.
Daniel Bellinger or Kenny Sills or whoever else. I mean, honestly, Kenny Galladay is not even there or whatever the fuck. But yeah,
He's
this
there, but is he really?
no,
He's
he's
not
not.
there. I mean,
Kadarius Tony isn't there either.
yeah,
Just
their
like
leading receiver is Wandale Robinson. Yeah,
that's
like that
yeah.
offense is all just running the ball with Saquon and Daniel Jones just booting off of the runs because everyone has to send 8 guys at Saquon to stop him. So Daniel
Yeah.
Jones is just booting out all day and it's wide open.
Yeah. Well, between the Jets and the Giants, being a New York fan right now is probably pretty good for football. You still got the even though you even got the Yankees for now in the playoffs, so you can get
For now, yeah.
for still
Might not be there in a couple hours,
yeah,
Jim.
yeah. So it's good to be a New York fan right now. Panning over to another game. If you had nothing else on that, just boy, Bucks Steelers. I think that would probably be the next little surprise
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I mean, but this was just it looked gross. The Steelers came out. I mean, I think it was Chase Claypool after the game said this was a must win. It kind of was. Yeah, they kind of turned their season around, make it a little bit better, making any sort of I don't know any sort of respectability. It's going to be a tough one keeping up in that division still, no matter what. But they take out Kenny Pickett pretty early. He goes down and out with a concussion. So here comes Mitch, and Mitch looked pretty decent, just steering the helm. No, it didn't look particularly great anywhere, but just did just enough for the Giant, or excuse me, I'm looking at the name, but just did just enough for the Steelers to squeak out a win. And just Tom Brady looks frustrated. He's yelling. Maybe he's just taking out this divorce on his offensive lineman. I heard he went to like I guess something about Robert Kraft's wedding, and he went. He like skipped a practice to take it off, but even though that he's not even a part of the Patriots organization, Bill Belichick didn't even go to the fucking wedding because it was on like a Friday. He even said he's like, "We got a game on Sunday. I got to prepare." So I was just
Huh.
like, "Wow, that's." I guess that's just where Tom Brady's head is at right now. It's very questionable. I don't know. They have their weapons back minus I guess Julio Jones. Chris Godwin looks almost like he's maybe slowly getting to 100%, maybe 85%. He's still slinging the ball to him and get him in open fashion. Mike Evans is still catching it very well. They're looking good on offense. They just can't score. I don't know what it is, and it looks like it's Tom Brady. you have anything on that game?
Yeah, I think it's the offensive line. They've been bad all year. They have not been able to protect him. They have given him no time. And it's the run and the pass game. That offensive line is so injured. It's obviously they lose Alex Kappa, they lose Ali Marpet in the offseason. They still got Tristan Wirfs at right tackle, but I mean that whole from left tackle to right guard are four new guys right now, and that's just that's not going to cut it. It's really not. So that offensive line has just been playing absolutely fucking terrible, not giving Brady any time to throw the ball.
Yeah, scary situation. Also, I saw Cameron Brate goes down, but it looks like they said negative on his neck for all like X-rays on that. He gave the thumbs up on the stretcher out, so probably not gonna see him anytime soon. But good just to see that his brain is a mashed potato. So that's always a, like I said, scary sight to see on the field. But just I don't know what it's going to take for the Bucks. Even right now, are you like looking at the teams like the Buccaneers, the Packers? Everyone's basically like, besides, I don't know, like we already said, besides people in the AFC East, the NFC East, everybody else is like 3-3, 2-4. It's looking pretty bleak for a couple of teams. So I don't know what teams are like you gonna still take a long shot at, maybe to win their division, maybe to win the whole thing still. I don't know. I would make, you kind of already said it. You're kind of a little maybe just out already on the Packers, but I would still maybe say the Bucks can get it together.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean any team with Tom Brady and the roster that they have, their defense is still playing great.
Yes.
You'll always have a fucking chance. It's just a lot of injuries on the offensive line, new head coach over there, which a lot of people that could always, take a little bit to get used to. And then obviously Brady with the off the field bullshit he's got to deal with. I think they'll figure it out too. I mean,
Yeah.
they're too good of a team. Tom
Yeah.
Brady won't let them. Tom Brady won't let them, not figure it out. He's fucking Tom Brady.
Yeah. Absolutely. There were three more upsets. I don't know if you wanted to focus on between Falcons, Niners, Cardinals, Seahawks, Patriots, Browns was technically an upset because the Patriots were 3-point dogs. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you
I think
wanted
I
to.
think very surprising. Falcons upset the Niners
Yeah, they had no
28-14.
business being in that fucking game.
Yeah, I mean we
Absolutely.
we saw we saw the Niners last week beat up on the Panthers 35-17. The week before that they get a big or 37-15, sorry, over the Panthers. And then they get that impressive Monday night win the week before over the Rams, the 24-9, dominating win there. And then, back to back weeks, like I said, they get the big win against the Panthers. You thought they might just start getting that fucking ball rolling, and then they run into the Falcons, who've been a pesky team all year. Now 6-0 on the season, covering the spread. Obviously, when you win, you don't got to worry about no spread. But yeah, they looked real good. This was a big fantasy game, or a big fantasy day for a lot of people. Um, I think Kyle Pitts finally got into the end zone. Who was the fucking receiver? I can't fucking remember his name off the top of my head. Um, your boy.
Oh, Brandon Ayuk. I know he had a
No.
good game for the Niners. He had two
Yeah,
touchdowns through the
Brandon.
air.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk had a big day. Kittle had a big day.
Yeah, he did.
Finally,
Yeah, like eight
a
for
lot of
83 or
people.
something like that. So yeah, he wasn't just blocking
Yeah,
this week.
Debo 7 for 79, obviously. And then who was I can't remember the guy's name I was thinking of on the um
Oh, Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus. Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't have the biggest day, but like
catching another
Zacchaeus definitely,
touchdown.
yeah,
Another
definitely
plus. That's another
fucking
plus 1200 right there for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, no, I already said it. Yeah, the Falcons had no business being in this game. They went out early with the defensive score, ripping it out. I guess Jeff Wilson Jr. fumbled. Kind of sucked for me. I ended up playing him in my league. He finished with half a point in one league, negative half a point in the other league. But just he was still on the field. They weren't really out. Like he wasn't in the doghouse for any reason. He didn't really. I have to take a look at it again. It didn't seem like they were running the ball. They were behind, so they challenged Jimmy Garoppolo to throw the ball. He didn't really do all too well. Like I said, Brandon Ayuk in spurts looked pretty well. He's able to score two through the air, but they weren't able to uh, they weren't able to utilize or establish their run game, which again is usually Jeff Wilson Jr. pounded down your throat with the occasional Tevin Coleman, and I don't even know who else they have on there. They have another rookie running back on there that gets a couple snaps, but they're very run heavy on their offense. Weren't able to do that. Translated to a loss makes sense. Falcons, like you said, pesky 6-0's covering, pretty good at home in that dome. Those dirty birds went ahead and got it done. Falcons win it. Can't really be upset on that, but I'm pretty sure the 49ers are still in that realm of really good. Well, this we'll go on there with another bad loss, chalk it up with the Bears loss, chalk it up with the Falcons loss right there. Like I said, if you had anything Cardinal Seahawks, bad on me. I thought this was going to be much more high scoring. Just another stat for Kyler Murray, 2-41 now when it's double XP on Call of Duty. So that's a bad one. Bad game all around. Also, you find out that Marquise Brown, it goes down, might have a season-ending foot injury. I believe that is actually confirmed, but I just want to chalk it up to maybe just because I didn't see it for sure. But that's tough. But you do get DeAndre Hopkins coming back next week, so still could be a positive. All around, they do need something. They're one of those teams right now where we thought they were at least going to be not the tippy top of the NFC, but just looking better than what they are. But they're struggling from top to bottom. Seahawks actually coming in. We already said they were. Everyone kind of misjudged them. This offense looks really good with Geno Smith. Yes, Geno Smith of all people. Again, separate the man from the meme. He's scoring really well. DK Metcalf, I don't think showed up till the second half of the game, but yeah, they were still able to move the ball. That Kenneth Walker, if you were able to scoop him up, he was looking fantastic all season, all game long. He's probably gonna look great and end up probably winning some people some leagues in their fantasy league.
Yeah, I
Anything
think
on
he
that game at
definitely
all?
is. He's gonna be a league winner for a lot of people out there. Like you said, this was just an ugly game all around. Only 9 points, for the offense on for the Cardinals, and I think their one touchdown was a fumble recovery on
Yeah.
well, it wasn't a special teams fumble recovery. I
No, it
forgot what it
was. It
was.
was. They
Oh,
were
what?
they
Okay.
they were trying to punt it, and the punter couldn't get it off, so he ended up just getting
Oh,
it
you're
like
right. You're
stripped out of
right.
his
You're
hands or
right.
something
You're
like
right. Yeah,
that, and he
that was the one I
recovered
was
it.
like, he didn't punt it, but it also didn't get blocked. The
Yeah.
puncher just sort of got
It was a
like
very
stripped or
weird.
whatever.
It was a
Yeah.
very weird sequence, but yeah, I guess the punter did his best to not make it a shit situation, but it was still the same outcome. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just didn't
Uh,
look so catastrophic. Just looked
yeah,
clumsy.
like you said, they're getting fucking D Hop back next week. He's officially just a couple minutes ago activated on the 53-man roster. Also bringing in Robbie Anderson. Shithead got
Yeah.
traded off the fucking Panthers. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, that whole situation. So I mean, bad for me because I scooped up Rondale Moore, who didn't have the worst day fantasy wise, and now I hope Robbie Anderson shatters his neck or something. I've never liked him
Oh
with
my
his
god.
stupid hair. He looks like a fucking one of those island boys. I hope he gets fucking shot. He's just a scumbag human being. I've never liked him ever since he didn't know the name of their fucking mascot in Carolina. He's like, "Who's that bear or that dog
Yeah.
or whatever he said?" You're get the fuck out of here. I would have cut him right
Sir
there
Bert.
if I was the owner. I would have cut him right there. But anyway, yeah, this was ugly, and again, just cannot wait now for the Hard Knocks. We were talking about this at the beginning of the season. This Hard Knocks is going to be more dramatic than fucking House of the Dragon has been lately, with just how underperforming this team is. How bad they're doing right now. I mean, 2-4, 9 points against the Seahawks when the Lions put up fucking 45 against them. Come on, so. Kyler, the stats are going down. COD's coming out in 2 weeks. That's going to be a one fucking fun drama filled show to watch here. When did they say exactly what week that show
I
starts? That No, I
No,
don't know
I
off the top of
don't
my
know what
head.
I would have to. You have to. It was they were doing it every single time during the Lions Hard Knocks. I'm sure it's probably like week 9, 10, or 11 or something
Yeah,
like
okay,
that. And
yeah.
I think it finishes basically throughout the rest of the regular season. But yeah, just I don't even know what would be the pro. I would have to really take a deep, real look at these teams because I only watch really the Cardinals on Red Zone every now and again. Just that's just how we are. We focus on the Bears game and shit, and just try and get everything else through Red Zone or just streaming it. But I don't know if it's the coaching, the play calling, if it's just Kyler Murray's poor decision making, I can't say lack of talent because it just seems like they're a little bit better than everybody else. A couple other teams, i.e. maybe the Bears, but it's not really saying much. Just I don't know, we couldn't really
Ooh.
get any help anywhere else. But Hopkins will probably be a big plus with Marquise Brown going out at least. I don't know when maybe James Conner comes back as well because Benjamin didn't do all too well, but I don't really know if they try to key in on the run game. Last one, Patriots Browns. If you wanted to focus on that, but there was a couple other games. Bengals Saints I liked. Panthers Rams, but more or less just for the fact that we could talk about a little McCaffrey. But of course, Bills Chiefs was the big one that we can talk about.
Yeah, I think that definitely the big one I want to touch on,
Yeah.
the most is the Bills Chiefs. Tony Romo actually predicted the score to this game, Jim.
Oh no way.
Earlier in the first quarter, they were talking about it. He actually said, I don't think this is going to be a shootout. They're going to score their points, but I can see the Bills winning this one 24-20 or something like that. And that was exactly the final score. And
Love that.
Josh Allen got the last laugh, beats Mahomes and the Chiefs on the road. The same place they lose their playoff game last year. Josh Allen's just been absolutely killing it. Uh, you know, 40 attempts, 27 completions, 329 yards, 3 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, 150 receiving yards. I feel like that's just a given week in and week out. Diggs is
Love
putting up
that.
100 plus, and Allen's putting up 300 plus, and it's just a given every week. Gabe Davis, obviously his go-to deep threat. He gets on the board. But I think the heartwarming moment of this game, Dawson Knox scores a touchdown, first touchdown of the week. And this was, coming after a week where he actually lost his younger brother.
Oh yeah.
Actually passed away. So, that was an awesome moment there. Only 3 receptions, 37 yards, but you can get that touchdown. That's
Ended up
that's
being the
definitely a
game winner.
special
Yeah.
moment. Yeah, it was. So it's definitely a special moment for him. You saw he was even, caught the ball. He was a little emotional afterwards. The camera was on him and everything.
Sound like a
Uh,
couple of them were too. I heard an interview with Stephon Diggs just talking about it. Just he was talking about Josh Allen. I don't know if he was just happy because they won the game. Maybe they had something like that, or maybe they had some little pop up afterward talk about Dawson Knox's brother.
yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
Either way, it sounded like emotions were flying everywhere, riding really high. That game was entertaining from top to bottom. Just had the even towards the end, he had that opportunity for the Chiefs just to come back just a little bit again. They had a minute, but yeah, just right away gets picked off. Uh, Josh Allen looked crazy again. I think they just went over it on the whatever show I was watching. Past 3 games that he's played against them, over 300 yards every single time, at least like 2 or 3 touchdowns every single time. He goes crazy, and that fucking hurdle. I don't know if you saw that. That was
Yeah,
beautiful.
that was crazy.
Like he's like a
I
6'5" people, 6'6".
obviously
You
I got
shouldn't
him
do
on
that.
one of my fantasy teams, so I was holding my breath while he was in midair. I was like, damn it, he's gonna snap his leg,
Oh
and
my god.
there goes his fucking season. But no, that was definitely impressive. We were talking about it. I think they had the 1 4th and 1 where Devin Singletary, or it was 3rd and 1, and Devin Singletary got stuffed, and it was 4th down, and we're like, Josh Allen should just run the fucking ball. He's bigger than other than
Yeah.
the big fucking defensive tackles. He's bigger than most defenders in the league. And exactly that. They come out on the 4th and 1. They do a QB sneak. And he's big, like you said, 6'5", 240, whatever he is. Gets the first down. Stop giving it the little Devin Singletary in between the tackles and expecting him to get a yard. Do a
Yeah, I was
QB
thinking that
sneak.
I was thinking that
Just
too.
give
Like,
it to
why
Josh Allen. Let
you're
him run
throwing
it.
it to? I mean, Devin Singletary's little, but they're like throwing it. They're eyeballing Isaiah McKenzie in the red zone all the time. I'm like, he's 5'9" on a good
Yeah.
day. Like, what are you doing? Like, not being a little selfish, throw to Diggs, but wouldn't you just want to target like a guy like they kind of already did, Dawson Knox, who's 6'4", 6'5"? It's just like just makes sense. Like make it make sense for me. I don't know. That just blew my mind how early and often they were going to Isaiah McKenzie. I know he's a speedster. He deserves it. He had a pretty solid little game a couple of years, maybe last year, but uh, just again
Yeah, I
blows
think
my
that was
mind.
the playoff
Go to
game where he
talent.
had like
Yeah,
3 or 4 touchdowns or
yeah,
something, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
something like that. Just blew my mind. Got to go to the top talent. Just something like that. Uh, we can, like I said, lightly breeze through a couple of other games, but I mostly just want to talk about maybe I don't know, maybe a little McCaffrey trade possibility before we get into a little MLB talk.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Obviously, a guy I rolled the dice and drafted him in fantasy this year. He's been absolutely killing it. If he can get to an offense where he can actually score touchdowns, I'm probably honestly I'm
yeah,
gonna have to probably trade him soon because I'm
maybe
fucking one. I'm 1-5 the rest of my
trade. You can
team.
trade him maybe high just to get
Exactly.
just for
Like,
this just for the hype of it, maybe. But I
yeah,
don't
it's
know. They've
just
already declined two inquiries about him. They've said the report that I've seen they either want a high draft pick and a good player or just a bunch of draft picks. So I'm pretty sure is McCaffrey maybe on. He took a different. I think they restructured his contract. Uh, it's gonna be interesting where he goes wherever. I know they had that hype maybe last week or the week before about him going to the Bills. I don't know if that does that make him better. Does that because or does that it puts him obviously in the better position to score more often. But does he score more often? Because there's already so many fucking weapons over there. So there's always the push and pull of that. Where besides the Bears, where would you want him to see him go? Not maybe as a fantasy manager, just as a football fan in general. Where do you want to
if
see
I'm
McCaffrey?
thinking,
What do you think is his best fit?
if I'm looking at it right now, I think a team that's definitely in need is the Broncos. I mean, you lose Javante Williams. They got the weaponry over there to be good. They just haven't figured out how to put it back together, put it all together. You got Mike Boone who had an okay game last week, but you don't trust him. Melvin Gordon's solid, but he's had fumbling problems his whole career. Who are you really going to trust in that backfield? And you've seen it before. The Broncos are not afraid to make trades, get rid of their draft capital to go out and bring in someone. They did it with Peyton Manning. They did it with fucking um, Russell Wilson. I don't think they've shown that they're not afraid to do that if they want to try and get a piece that they think will make them a better fucking team. And obviously, a guy like CMC will do that. So obviously losing Javante Williams is fucking huge. Another team that I've heard, and I really don't see it. I really don't think it'll happen. Some people are saying the Eagles. I think the Eagles are already
No.
clicking over there. Like yeah, I
It's
agree.
also
I
like
don't.
they're so good at their offensive line. It got guys like you and I can get 4 or 5 yards if you ran the
Yeah.
ball. Like it's just one of those things. Like they're already just so good. Like in my mind, I mean, it's one of those other things. Maybe for the namesake, they are Los Angeles. They can afford it. The Rams, I don't know. They're getting rid of Cam Akers, just leaving for personal reasons. Probably going to end up getting traded as well sometime soon. Daryl Henderson's look good. Do you try? Obviously, McCaffrey would be the plus, but is McCaffrey a good thing in Los Angeles? Maybe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
anywhere he goes, he's gonna fit in. Yeah, there's just the inconsistencies on the Rams as well. Like one week it's Akers, one week it's Henderson, the next week it's neither of them. So
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you can't really trust anybody over there. So I think the go-to for me is if I had to pick one landing spot, I'm thinking it's the Broncos. I mean, they're in need of running back right now.
Do they
They got
have the
great
draft
weapons.
capital to do that? Didn't they get rid of all their picks
Yeah, I'm
getting
not sure what their
Russell Wilson?
draft picks right now look like, but
Yeah.
they'll figure. They
I
could
know.
always figure
I know that
something
was
out.
just that was in the realm of let's have fun and be imaginary with it. Let's just not. But realistically, I don't know if that would even be possible for them. But that would be a good landing spot. Obviously, like you just said, anywhere for him would be an upgrade for anybody. It just would he actually be the beneficiary? Would he be any better anywhere else? I don't know. Obviously, just not doing too well as PJ Walker at your quarterback. Panthers looked good for half a second against the Rams, but the Rams just pile on. get right game. I don't know. They still looked a little shaky. The Rams won 24-10 against the Panthers. That was just like I said, wrapping up the rest of these games. Bengals, Saints, I don't know if you saw Joe Burrow's wearing Jamar Chase's worn jersey, game worn jersey during the national championship from 2020. So
Yeah, I did
obviously
see
Jamar
that. That
Chase
was
was going to
neat.
ball the fuck out. He had a huge game, like 7 receptions, 136 and 2 scores. Joe Burrow had a huge game. Uh, Saints look good all around. They need a little bit of help, but yeah, I guess you were onto it a couple weeks ago. The Bengals are kind of turning it around. They're looking pretty good. Like I said, last couple games. Anything else we didn't go over? Colts, Jags. Who cares? Vikings, Dolphins. The Vikings beat up the Dolphins. Almost let the Dolphins come back with their third string. Oh, the third string goes down and Teddy Bridgewater comes back. So that's
Yeah.
it's just a carousel of quarterbacks down there in Miami. It's looking
But I
pretty
guess they did
decent. Looking
say
gross.
Tua should play next week.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels came out and said Tua should be ready to go against I forgot who they play. Week 7 they play. Let me look it up here. Scroll down a little bit. The Steelers.
Yeah.
So they got a
We're
Sunday
just
night
now
game.
also going
Yeah,
to be
Sunday
dealing
night
with.
game against the Steelers.
Yeah, probably won't have Kenny Pickett for that with this concussion protocol. It seems like if your guy goes down on Sunday, he's probably not going to play next Sunday either. So that's I mean, a bummer if you have that team or if you have him in fantasy, but good for the person who, just had his brain rocked and probably should take even more than 14 days, but I'm not a doctor either. I don't know. That basically wraps up besides the Sunday night game. Didn't really watch it all too much. Eagles take it, Cowboys get the loss. They, I don't know, didn't look all too great. Yeah, I don't know. Just like I said, didn't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, Cooper Rush gets exposed. There's all this hype around him. He's undefeated, in his NFL career, starting games. Comes out, throws 3 interceptions against the Eagles. Dak's going to be back next week, especially after this loss, after that terrible performance
That
by
was
Cooper
a
Rush.
good curtain call for Cooper Rush to go out with 3
Yeah.
interceptions and lose on Sunday Night Football against, I mean, a pretty stacked Eagles defense, but a team that just doesn't look like they make any sort of second half adjustments and don't really score, only getting that last little couple minute touchdown to fuck over my under at 42. They got it at 43 points. Thank you very much. Who was it? Fucking Smith, Devontae Smith. Either way, yeah, it was Sunday night game. That basically recaps entire week 6. We got the Monday night game coming up. We were already kind of talking about it. Chargers. I'm probably poised to beat the shit out of the Broncos. Sick of seeing the Broncos on prime time. Not gonna put my fucking balls on the line or nothing, but I'll probably end up taking the Chargers spread when
Yeah,
it
I'm a
does
roofer.
all
I'll be
that.
rooting with the Chargers here too.
Yeah, yeah. Basically all my fantasy games are basically set, so I don't really care. Like I said, I'll go for the Chargers as well. You got anything else football wise? Like we already said, kind of went over the Robbie Anderson trade. Makes sense with Marquise Brown going out. He had that argument on the sideline. Do you think this is just just good sign by the new Panthers regimen, the new head
Yeah,
coaches
I
and shit like
definitely
that?
think so.
They're gonna make an example out of him. If you're gonna talk shit, be a distraction on the sideline, boom, bang, you're done, you're cut. You're not, you're cut, you're gone, you're traded. So I mean, that obviously not gonna do that to everybody. I don't think McCaffrey's gonna go around and fucking start fighting coaches right away and get his early trade. But
I think it's more Robbie Anderson. I mean, I've
yeah,
seen little clips of him over the years. He's a little cocky, he's a little arrogant. You don't do a whole lot for your fucking
I mean, he
team.
already talked. I mean, he even
And
talked about he did a little talking shit about Baker Mayfield early on.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
just
get rid of this shithead.
makes
I've
sense.
never liked him. Get a fucking haircut too.
Yeah. I hate to compare it to him, but in this sense, you when you have it, you cut out the cancer and you try and get rid of it. I don't think this makes the Panthers all that much better, but you know, when you have I guess a torn up hotel room, I guess the best thing you can do is start up with just getting the cum stains out of the couch or some shit like that. So you do that. Basically, like I said, that wraps up week 6. You want to get into some baseball and get on out of here, essentially? And I got one teensy tiny little wrestling thing that isn't really all that important anyways. I think it's just funny. But like I said, let's talk a little baseball if you're good on football.
Yeah, let's talk about it. We're almost on to the fucking AL NL Championship Series. Three of the matchups are set. Or yeah, the two. Sorry, yeah. Wait, am I fucked? Two.
No,
Yeah,
three. Yeah, three out of the four are set.
three of them are done. We got the one coming up tonight. Between the Guardians and the Yankees. I'm gonna be rooting for the Guardians in
Oh
this
yeah.
one. Like to see them pull a fucking upset and
Yeah, as much as
knock
the
off the
White Sox fan in
Yankees.
me wants to not root for the Guardians, the baseball fan in me needs the Yankees to not be in the World Series at all. So I think that's
Yeah,
call it
yeah.
petty, call it what you want. Fuck the Yankees and fuck all the Yankee fans. You guys are fucking scum.
Yeah,
So
I think we can get this one out of the way. Mariners, they get swept out by the Astros. Fun little season. I think everybody was pretty much rooting for them, but they lose that one in 3 games to Houston. And then
18 innings
obviously,
in that game three.
yeah,
That
that
was
one went fucking
yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that one went forever, and uh, I like it though. I like it. Don't be sticking. Regular season, you want to stick a guy on second base on a fucking Tuesday night in the middle of the summer. That's fine. But when it comes to playoffs, let these guys fucking play.
Oh
I
yeah.
got no problem with 18 innings. And then the other two, we could start where whichever one you want. Two absolute fucking shockers. Phillies knock off the Braves and the Padres knock off the Giants. Both of those in 4 games, or they knock off the Dodgers. Excuse me. Both of those in 4 games. Which one you wanna talk about first?
Um, let's deep dive. Let's do the Phillies and the Braves because the Phillies have been red hot. I feel like they're everyone feels like I've been saying that they not I've been saying that they everyone I feel like they've been saying that they're just the team that no one wants to play right now. They're hitting at all cylinders. They're playing very good defense. Their pitching staff is pretty solid. Uh, just both in general, both of these series got the argument going of, oh, is this playoff structure set up for these wild card teams to get hot, and then for these first place, second place teams to sit there and to get cold or whatever, to not get on a run. That's fucking pathetic. That's a pathetic argument. Not only are you supposed to be the better team if you have this higher record and this higher seed, you get a break, you get home field advantage. And if you got to pay attention, they had to run their 1 and 2 during the wild card series. So you had your 1, 2, and 3 sitting ready to go. And I guess, yes, you can say, oh, with these guys and the way that their routine is, 4 or 5 days rest can fuck them up, even though it might be good for their body. Like I said, they get out of a routine, so it's all mental. Shut up. You sound like a little fucking crybaby. Honestly, it's fucking pathetic in my mind. So either way, Dodgers lost, Braves lost. While they probably were both the better teams in this sense, they just got hit by two teams that were just had their offenses going, had their bats going hot. It's not like these teams were swept, either one of them. They both won one game. But like I said, I'll try and focus on one for right now. Phillies, Braves, they were, like I just said, Phillies just looked like the better team. Maybe just the one game, but the Braves pitching staff just didn't look like they were ready to go. Charlie Morton got lit up from what I understand. Max Fried didn't really look like he was all himself. Uh, yeah, that was
Spencer
basically it.
Strider got lit up too
Yeah.
in that game 3.
Yeah, so I mean, this Phillies team is just red hot, ready to go. Nick Castellanos and of course Bryce Harper just looking like he's worth his contract right now. So, pretty good. And I'll tip my cap to myself. Just if you go back and you actually listen to the trade deadline episode, I was like, hey, pay attention to the Phillies. They might make some noise. They might be good enough
Yeah.
to get in the wild card spot. And sure enough, they're in the NLCS right now with the other wild card team that was in their series. But yeah. Oh, what were you thinking? Phillies, Braves.
Yeah, Phillies are just fucking red hot right now. They're starting pitching with Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, and then I freaking forgot the last guy's name, some Mexican dude. Dave Dominguez, something Dominguez, or maybe that's the guy out of the bullpen. I don't know. But they're pitching all around. Their bullpen, their closers, their starters are red hot right now. And then obviously your lead, you got Reese Hoskins, Castellanos, Schwarber, Bryce Harper, the fucking MVP, 3-time MVP. I'll still never understand how people call him overrated. He is one of the best baseball players in the world right now. You might not like him because he's a douchebag, but that doesn't mean a goddamn thing in
No,
terms
they
of
were
what
just
he
kind
does
of
on the
talking about
field.
this. It's just he got the crown so young of he's gonna be the best, he's gonna be the best. It's because he was 19 when he came into the fucking league and he was hitting home runs. Kind of just the injury bug hit him, and the fact that like it kind of does look bad that you get traded by the Nationals and then they end up winning the World Series the same year. So that doesn't look all too great, but it's exactly what you just said. He's great. He's fantastic. You can almost argue that at this point, he's probably doing almost better than Mike Trout. Maybe I don't
Yeah,
know.
honestly,
I'd be probably some baseball fanatics gonna hold my fucking head over over an open flame for that one. But he's looking good. He's red hot. Phillies are red hot. Sorry if I was going into your
yeah,
thoughts.
everything they're just on every aspect of the game. They're clicking right now. They bring in Brandon Marsh from the outfielder. They bring him in from the Angels. He's been a great acquisition for them.
Speaking of which,
Uh, that that Reese Hoskins home run bike or bat spike the other day was absolutely epic. Usually the
yeah,
guys do the bat flips. This dude just spiked his fucking thing into Middle Earth, dude. It was fucking epic. So they knock off the Braves. Congrats. I wouldn't want to fucking play them right now.
absolutely
And
not.
then on
No.
the other hand, you got the Padres. They knock off the Dodgers. They beat them in four. And again, just same thing, timely hitting. Their pitching's been unreal. Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove have been pretty much unhittable so far this postseason. And it's crazy. It's crazy. We're not going to have at least one of these teams, the Braves or the Dodgers, representing the National League in
Yeah.
the
Or even
championship
the
series. Who would
Mets.
have thought it? Like it's
The
crazy. Yeah,
two
yeah,
the
yeah.
two highest paid rosters with the Mets and the Dodgers. Just it's kind of fucking crazy that the Padres were able to eliminate both of them. Is it Hader? I forgot his first name. The
Josh Hader,
closer,
yeah.
Josh Hader, actually looking good. He was looking really shaky. Though I mean, I recall us talking about his ERA being like 13 at some point after he was traded, but actually looking good. Having a couple innings from what I was saw in game 3 or game 4. Then Joe Musgrove on Saturday. I saw something with Jake Peavy. That's why Joe Musgrove wears the number that he wears. So it was just cool to see Jake Peavy
Yeah.
again, former White Sox. All around, just Manny Machado's looking great. Juan Soto's doing just enough
And
to
out
do
of
well.
nowhere, fucking Trent Grisham has been the postseason hero for the Padres. Like he is a great defensive center fielder, not known for his bat, and this dude is just killing it offensively right now. I think he has 3 or 4 home runs already in the postseason
Yeah.
for the Padres, so he's playing absolutely great baseball.
So yeah, bitch and moan again if you're the Dodger fan or the Braves fan or whatever, and you're like, oh, again, these maybe they got the advantage. They didn't get the advantage because they got to play more games. Like that's just a preposterous
Yeah,
thing
you
to
had to
think.
play more games. You're at more risk. Someone can get hurt. Obviously, you can fucking lose and get bounced
Yeah.
out. Like
And
you
you're
have
just
so
getting
much more risk if
tired.
you have
You're
to actually
naturally
play.
just getting fucking more. You're just losing more stamina and shit like
Yeah.
that. But
I
I
saw
don't
a
know.
stat earlier that absolutely blew my mind
Yeah,
going
shoot.
back to the Guardians Yankees series, which is gonna start here in about 2 hours, 15 minutes. But I'm gonna be watching that over the Monday night football game. Don't even
Oh yeah,
care.
probably.
Um the Guardians payroll this season is just short of $100 million. I think it was at $92 million, and the Yankees payroll this year is at $288 million, or somewhere around that. And someone did the math. If the Guardians had the Yankees payroll, they would have had. This is obviously impossible. They would have had 260 wins this season, or something like that. Like they broke down the wins per like the payrolls, and they
Yeah,
would have had like 260 wins in the
I
regular
love
season,
that.
which is obviously impossible, but
That
that
just
just
goes to show you
shows.
how good of a manager Terry Francona is, I
Yeah,
suppose.
and how good the Guardians have been at pumping out great starting pitching. Like
Yeah.
they've obviously going back, they had Corey Kluber all those fucking years. They had not a starting pitcher, but Andrew Miller, not Ryan Miller,
Yeah.
Andrew Miller, the good arm in the bullpen. He's gone now, but they've had no problem bringing in just these young guys, and they've worked out Emmanuel Clase, James
Oh, he's
Karinchak.
been phenomenal. That
What's
Class
the
A
real
guy.
skinny McKenzie, Tristan McKenzie or whatever his name
Yeah.
is? He's been
Mm-hmm.
he's been killing it. Obviously, you still got Shane Bieber, so that is if you're a pitcher right now listening to this right now and you're somehow you're in a single A for the fucking Guardians organization right now, just stick with them because you might be a superstar sometime down the line because
Yeah.
they've just been pumping out pitching left and right. And it's
Makes a
just been
ton of
timely
sense.
hitting for that offense. It's been great
That it
defense.
even that Aaron
It's
Savale guy,
yeah,
he's going up tonight. He's been doing pretty well.
yeah, it's just great defense, it's speed, and it's timely hitting for that offense over there. Obviously you got Stephen Kwan in left, Miles Straw in center, who probably both going to win gold gloves in the AL. And then I think the most underrated player, not in baseball, in sports right now is Jose Ramirez. That dude is just when it comes to third base, I'll get shit for this. I'm taking him over Nolan Arenado. I'm sorry.
Mm,
Uh, Jose Ramirez is just on a fucking another level right now of baseball.
yeah, I guess maybe just what the bias right now, the recency bias, but we'll see. I would still probably take Nolan Arenado, but I would maybe take Jose Ramirez as bad. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, I'm taking offense over defense every fucking day. Switch hitter like that, power from both sides of the plate. I'll take that over, a gold glove.
Yeah, I think so too. Let me see. I think you already talked about Astros really sweeping the Mariners. That was a good story while it lasted, like we already kind of mentioned. But Astros from top to bottom seem to be very good. And then yeah, just we already kind of mentioned it. Guardians. We're gonna be rooting for the Guardians tonight, but either way, maybe a guardian between the Guardians and the Astros, Guardians Yankees. It's still gonna be pretty good, but I think maybe the Astros kind of take it. It's gonna be a tough one. They kind of just match up well against either one of these teams. But I'm going to be very excited for this World Series. A Padres Phillies representing the NL side. That's going to be pretty fun. Uh, is there anything else on these playoffs? I had two more little MLB stories before we get.
No, I think that's about it regarding playoffs. It's just been like every year, a lot of surprises, a lot of fucking ups and downs, but always entertaining when it comes to the MLB postseason.
Gotcha. Uh, Let me see. I don't even have more money in my sports book, but are you thinking under? Are you thinking every pitch is going to be butthole clinched, fucking on the edge of your seat, or is this going to be a heavy over game? You think one of these teams just fucking
I
blows
think
the other one
under.
out?
Yeah, I think it's under. I think it's supposed to rain a little bit tonight,
Mm,
so it might be a little sloppier. But I expect a fucking tight game. What's the
yeah.
pitching matchup tonight?
It's
Savale
Savale versus that
against
Talion
Tyone.
guy, Tyone.
Tyone, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I mean I don't remember what happened. I feel like that Tyone guy got lit the fuck up the last time, so it could be more or less the same. Maybe the Savale could probably go pretty deep if Tyone is getting if he's getting rocked in any sort of sense. I'm sure that the Yankees will probably get him out by the third inning and get their bullpen going. I know Garrett Cole went last night, but I'm sure a guy like maybe like Nestor Cortez or something like that will probably go in towards the end of this game or some shit like that if
Yeah.
they wanna try and win this. They're gonna do all that they can. It makes sense. And I know Tuesday is gonna be game one of the Padres and the Phillies, so that's gonna be fun right away. Right away, they're gonna get that started. Um, Last two things we can let's stay in Chicago because this has been one that's kind of floating around. I don't know why if it has any sort of legs to it. Hasn't nothing from the man, nothing out of the man mouth of the man. If I can get the words out of my mouth myself, that would be great. But Jose Abreu possibly going to the Chicago Cubs. Obviously, me being the White Sox fan, you being the Cubs fan, this can tear us apart, and I'll be very, very upset if Abreu goes ahead and switches over to the north side. But could be just tactics of just negotiation. I don't know. There has been talk of this White Sox not being really interested in Abreu coming back this year. I think that's very bad, but it kind of makes sense just because it's going to tie up Gavin Sheets and Andrew Vaughn getting reps at first base. It's a tough look, and I know it's going to be hard either way, but I don't want to see him go. I don't want to see him to go to the Cubs. I want to see him go to a team that's actually going to compete within the next 5 years. And you can say what you
Oh,
can
watch the
say.
fucking
Hey,
slander.
hey, oh yeah, oh hey. I want to see him in the fucking playoffs. I want to see him actually do well. And I'm not saying he would do that on the South side either. I want to see him if he's gonna go somewhere, maybe go, I don't know, at least like somewhere like Tampa Bay where they have a shot of getting in the fucking wild card. I don't know. It sucks to hear that, and it's very upsetting. I don't like anything like that. Obviously, Jose Abreu is my guy. I don't want to see him go anywhere. Seeing him go to the Cubs would absolutely kill me. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, at first I didn't believe it at all. I thought it was just some fucking asshole on Twitter made an article, and you know how Cubs fans can be. Oh, he's coming. We got him. Give us the World Series. I didn't believe it at all at fucking beginning, but obviously now there's been some more articles, some more conversation about it. I understand it from this. I understand it, and I also don't understand it from the side of the White Sox. I do understand it for the reasons you said. You got the young guys. Gavin Sheets potentially playing first base, Andrew Vaughn, Eloy in the DH spot. Even Abreu playing DH a little bit for the fucking White Sox. So
He
you
doesn't like
want to
playing
also,
DH. I don't
yeah,
think he doesn't do very well.
you want to get these young guys their playing time. And Abreu's not no spring chicken. He's 35 years old. He's getting up there a little bit in age. But on the other hand, where I don't understand it, obviously he's the fucking MVP with them. In the last 2 seasons, he led, I don't want to say the entire league, but it was definitely the American League in hits both years. So it might, I don't want, it might have been, it was definitely the AL. It
Yeah.
might have been
I mean, he up
the
until maybe
entire
like the
league. I'm
last
not
week,
100% sure.
he was like top 2 or 3 in average for in the AL towards the end. So I mean, he's
Yeah. So
besides Andrew Vaughn, he's the poster child of Mr. Consistency. Like I said, at least for the White Sox. So while again, I just said it, like it sucks. It would suck for him to go, but it just gives up, I don't know, 450 more at bats for a bunch of other guys to go around, get some young guys some tries, just to, like I said, just to get him on his way to not waste his time, not let us have to, I suppose, overpay. Uh, he always has the potential of getting another 30 home runs and 100 and 110, 120 RBIs in a season. It's just he had a down year. Everyone had a down year on the White Sox. Just disgusting, and I hate just the thought of him wearing cubby blue and fucking
yeah, and I mean
God.
his down year is better than most people's.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
so, I don't know. I I think if you're the White Sox, he's been there. He was sort of like Anthony Rizzo with the Cubs. He was
yeah,
there when the Sox were bad. He's there now when they're contenders, when they've been contending. And if you really intend on contending again the next coming years, I think Jose
yeah.
needs to be there
If
because
he was there during the
been
Gordon
the
Beckham
leader.
years, he was there for the
Yeah.
Alexei Ramirez years. He was there for the fucking when it was the Clay Thompson's brother out there in fucking left field. He was there for the shitty shit, beyond shit years. So he deserves
Sorry,
it. Pay him everything.
Bo Bichette actually led the AL in hits with
Okay.
189. Abreu was second though with 183. So
That's
he's
pretty
up
fucking
there.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The boy gets on base. So yeah, like I said, it would be very disappointing to see him anywhere else besides being on the Cubs, but just being anywhere else would be fucking disappointing. Uh Last little thing, if you had anything else on that, I see the Cincinnati Reds are going to be partnering with BetMGM. Boo, they're not PointsBet. PointsBet, code SYS9, but they're partnering with BetMGM Sportsbook, and they're going to be building a sportsbook inside of the ballpark for the Cincinnati Reds. So, my proposition, let Pete Rose in the fucking Hall of Fame already. What are we doing here? Why is this still a thing? Why is he not allowed near baseball? Who cares? We've said it 100 times. Doesn't matter if he's betting against his team, for his team. No, he's betting for his team. He's not. He's let him in. It's ridiculous. We fucking with this old style thinking of betting is bad, but now betting is good because we're all making money off of it. Puh, disgusting. You greedy fucking pigs. Let him in the Hall of Fame before he's dead. You fucking it's disgusting.
Yeah,
He
dude's one of
shouldn't
the
only
best
be
baseball players of all time,
shouldn't
man.
only
Come
be in
on.
the WWE Hall of Fame. He should be in the MLB Hall of Fame. Put him in the fucking NFL Hall of Fame for all purposes. I don't care. He needs to be in the MLB Hall of Fame yesterday. Ridiculous. And I don't care what any hardo old guy says about this, that, and the other. You weren't there. His gambling is bad. Fuck you. Points bet. Code SYS9. That's our 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah, I
Cincinnati
feel
Reds.
like the knife is already just so deep into his fucking back. Obviously the Reds stuck it there. And now them doing this is just them twisting it and shoving
Oh
it in a
yeah.
little bit
Fuck
fucking
them.
more. It's embarrassing. There have been far worse things that have happened, not only in baseball, but just in all of sports. And some of these guys are still around. They're in Hall of Fames, yada yada. I mean, fucking Richard Sherman tried to murder his wife 3 months ago, and now he's Thursday night
High
talk
fiving and
tell
laughing with
telling
Ryan
me how bad.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
telling me how bad Justin Fields is. So I don't want to fucking hear it. This dude's he's a top five baseball player of all fucking time, and you're gonna fuck him over, and then on top of already fucking him over for decades, you're gonna build a fucking sports book inside your fucking whatever great
The Great
ballpark,
American
Great American
Ballpark,
Ballpark. Yeah, come
which
on.
is already considered like some would probably think it's a landmark, and you're probably going to disgrace it with the act of gambling too there. So it's just
Yeah, you're
all
gonna
around a
everywhere you
bad
look is
taste.
just gonna be chili
Yeah.
and crumpled up gambling tickets.
And
Yeah,
diarrhea. Ugh.
yeah, and just
Yeah.
in tears
Just
because
gonna
you're
be
a
leaving a
Reds
bad
fan.
taste in your mouth all around just thinking about that. You're like, oh, I can make bets. Pete Rose can't. So yeah, it's just last one. That was the
How
last thing.
fucking funny would that be if he just shows up to the game as a fan? He's like, I'd like to start betting. This
Oh, that'd
time he
be
bets
great.
against the Reds. He'd make even more money.
I would love that. That'd be hilarious. Let me see. That was the last little thing I had MLB. I think I'll double check the
Or
notes really quick,
he
but
should try and partner with one of these other big sports books.
yeah, maybe you should join
Yeah,
PointsBet. And you can join
Jesus.
S code SYS9 PointsBet. Uh yeah, that was basically it. We had the upsets in the NFL. We had basically just catching up on MLB playoff news. My only
I think
wrestling thing
I
was
think
go ahead.
before we get to wrestling, I had to mention it just because it was an amazing game. Saturday night, Alabama and Tennessee went down to the absolute wire. 49-49, 3 seconds left. Tennessee gets a game-winning fucking field goal, knock off Alabama, storm the field in Tennessee. It was an
And
amazing
then they
sight.
stole the goalposts. That was
Dude, they
fucking
stole
awesome.
the goalpost, walked it over a mile to the lake or to the riverfront, or lakefront, whatever it was. And I think it was the river. And they threw it in the fucking river. So they went fucking nuts, and deservedly so, because they knocked off Bama for the first time. First time they've beaten Alabama in 15 years.
Damn.
15 years, 15 last games, whatever it was. I'll just say
Yeah.
15 years. It sounds better. So we're not the biggest college football fans here. I love watching the big games, like that game I had on the entire time. All night. I love watching the big, top 10, top 20 teams play each other. I'll tune into those. And obviously, my little brother, he's a diehard Bama fan. He has been for years. So just giving him shit, talking college football with him is always fun. So that was huge. Bama will still be there at the end. They're gonna fucking win the SEC, probably, no doubt. Find their way into the playoff. Probably get stomped by Georgia like everybody else, but that was a hell of a game, 52-49. And the walk off, the game winning kick was actually blocked too. Someone on Bama got a hand on it, but it was still had enough mustard to get through the upright. So
Oh damn.
that was a big win for Tennessee.
Oh yeah. I think I was at work all day that day. That sucked. But That was pretty cool popping up on my phone. So I'm like the upset alert. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. Didn't it always seems like Alabama's just while they always look bad, sometimes you're like, oh, maybe they'll get them next week. They never look, like they're ever going to be beatable. And that's always cool when it's like when the Yankees go down,
Yeah,
it's
and
like when these are the teams that everyone loves to hate to see win. They just love to see them lose. They'll pack more. What would it be? What would be the example? They probably want to see this team lose more than they would want to see their home team win or something like that.
yeah,
It's
it's like the
one of
Bears
those.
and Packers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'd rather watch the Packers lose to the Jets than the Bears beat the Commanders.
Yeah,
That's just
I think
honestly
so. Yeah, that
how it
definitely was
is.
a lot felt a lot better. That definitely made the week feel better. And and I was about to say about to wrap it up on that. We kind of can almost. My only little wrestling thing was our fun little guy Bobby Fish. I think he might be done in the wrestling realm. He's gonna turn to. I just found out. I call this news from the toilet because I just found this out while I was taking a shit. Uh, Bobby Fish is going to be in a boxing match in England in like 3 months. So
Against
my only
CM
thing,
Punk.
no, it's just just up against some bloke, mate. I don't
Oh,
know,
some fucking bloke.
some English guy. I honestly don't know. I didn't even take a look at the name. I only looked at the card just to make sure that it was legit. And yeah, sure enough, Bobby Fish is going to be fighting. Like I said, in like 3 months or so. The only thing I hope is that they do exactly what they did when he came back for the Impact show in his hometown. I hope they chant CM Punk's name at him. That's going to be
Oh,
my
they
only hope.
will.
Yeah.
They will.
But either way, that pretty much wraps up for me. That wraps up for. I had nothing else really on this. Do you have anything else to talk us out on?
No, man, that wraps it up. Another week in the books. NFL, week 17 coming up. Bears Patriots rematch of Super Bowl
Oh
20
yeah.
Monday night. So obviously we're gonna have to fucking sit there. We're gonna have to fucking watch it. We're gonna have to watch them lose. It's gonna be awful, but that's
I
the
think
life
so.
of a Bears fan, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, we'll be back 131 later, a couple days in the end of the week. But yeah, thank you for listening. Alan, take your notes. Thank you, Troy, for popping in. Let's see. Again, thank you for anyone else listening. Points bet, code SYS9, 1-800-GAMBLER if you got any issues. And yeah, take care. Hopefully, and then yeah, maybe enjoy the Monday night game or something. There you go. How about that?
Oh, for sure. Should be
There you
should be a
go.
decent. Let's see. Maybe the Broncos get back on track. I fucking doubt it, but
Doubt
always
it.
always good when you get those fucking division matchups on prime time, Jim.
Broncos Nation. Let's die. Take care. Woo!
See you guys later.